Hello, my name is Jamaika, and I shall be reading an excerpt from To Kill a Mockingbird. Yes, sir, but the jury didn't have to give him death. If they wanted, they could have given him 20 years. Given, said Atticus. Tom Robinson's a colored man, Jim. No jury in this part of the world's going to say, "We think you're guilty, but not very," on a charge like that. It was either a straight article or nothing. Jem was shaking his head. I know it's not right, but I can't figure out what's wrong. Maybe rape shouldn't be a capital offense. Atticus dropped his newspaper beside his chair. He said he didn't have any quarrel with the rape statute. None, whatever. But he did have a deep misgivings when the state asked for it and the jury gave a death penalty on a purely circumstantial evidence. He glanced at me. Saul was listening and made it easier. Before a man is sentenced to death for murder, say, there should be one or two eyewitnesses. Someone should be able to say, yes, I was there and I saw him pull the trigger. But lots of folks have been hanged on circumstantial evidence, said Jim. I know, and lots of them probably deserved it too. But in the absence of eyewitnesses, there's always a doubt. Sometimes only the shadow of a doubt. The law says reasonable doubt, but I think a defendant's entitled to the shadow of a doubt. There's always a possibility, no matter how improbable, that he's innocent. Then it all goes back to the jury then. We ought to do away with the juries. Jem was adamant. Atticus tried hard not to smile, but couldn't help it. You're rather hard on us, son. I think maybe there might be a better way. Change the law. Change it so that only judges have the power of fixing the penalty on capital cases. Then go on to Montgomery and change the law. You'd be surprised how hard that'd be. I won't live to see the law change, and if you live to see it, you'll be an old man. This was not enough for Jem. No, sir. They ought to do away with the juries. He wasn't guilty in the first place, and they said he was. If you had been on that jury, son, and 11 other boys like you, Tom would be a free man, said Atticus. So far, nothing in your life has interfered with your reasoning process. Those are 12 reasonable men in everyday life, Tom's jury. But you saw something come between them and reason. You saw the same thing that night in front of the jail. When that crew went away, they didn't go as a reasonable men. They went because we were there. There's something in a world that makes men lose their heads. They couldn't be fair if they tried. In our courts, when it's a white man's word against a black man's, the white man always wins. They're ugly, but those are the facts of life. Doesn't make it right, Jem said sturdily. He beat his fist softly on his knee. You can't just convict a man on evidence like that. You can't. You couldn't. But they could, and did. The older you grow, the more of it you see. The one place where a man ought to get a square deal in its courtroom, be he any color of the rainbow. But people have a way of carrying their resonance right into a jury box. As you grow older, you see a white man cheat black men every day of your life. But let me tell you something, and don't you forget it. Whenever a white man does that to a black man, no matter who he is, how rich he is, or how fine a family he comes from, that white man is trash.